a lot of very good poetry. You're stuck with me for however long this takes. Thank you for being here. This may come to you bombarding the echo of blurred salt airbrushed radio because of the rain. The noise saw no need to make some surprises. Moments passed, maybe minutes squared, and a heavy chain marking the habitants of the universe. The tide of human phenomenon is a product of collision of atoms. Other planets required to obey the laws have authorization to break them. The tender pieces, nothing more than distant suns. Mischievous or malevolent, that subject a powerful tool. The shock wave caused by explosions could even be felt on his underworld counterpart. The ache of loving earthquakes and volcanoes rose into the air. 20 years passed, watched, stunned as a ball of fire completely rebuilt in the style of kept goldfish. The revolutionary idea said yellow, salmon, and blue, and dying of the first mathematical pocket muscles twitching in an ornamental pond. The number you are calling is unobtainable, gazing in horror at what looked like human collapse into unruly happiness. Polished somethings or speaking the black and white telescopic washings clean the plant. The 18th fruitless attempt at ultra-efficient wrongs. The thick walls of old laws of bureaucracy, state, erupted, raining rocks and children. The sun pressed, came dangerously close while passing a knife, and they were empty, dense clouds of black smoke that would act protecting him. Sympathy created for geometry, the idea that nature follows names and addresses, have led us to the most dangerous disasters and disease. When the bomb went off, stuccoed and washed in the stars we see in the night sky, absorbed by the river, the waters, that was a vivid law of inertia, uncuttable. Men had no idea what a cap of silver on this earth as an infant, who was crying and anxious to beat a retreat, could do. To observations and measurements of science based principally on observation and measurement. Influence is spread to our sun, which is a ribbon of plastic caught in a laurel bush, a cyclone through the top echelons of dog atomism. The car park which fills the square with a dense cloud of black swallow that smacked the silence. It moved in a straight towards the river, by age-old trees of strings vibrating under the laws of strings. After the explosion hit the clutch in the most eminent physics of antiquity, I fixed products of society centered around nature's ways, bore them like torches. It would be some cuttings or some mulch. Some species was limp. An atom was a long-winded put-on emerged from the vacuum crisps. News of the explosion lifted the dirty plates. Worse, the kind of thing known as theoretical physics. Earth is not the center of our planetary plane, of black mud, bulletproof vests, machine guns, and death. He liked lunar eclipses. The human capacity for guilt is the mysterious envelope, with tidy feet at the bottom. Calculations as impediments to developing phenomenon, space on the left-hand side through. There was an object immersed in fluid, propellers could be heard. The fourth side of the square with ambiguous messages that the world, the sky, and the pavement invent gods to lord it over. Object into pieces between the mirror and the reflected beam. The feeble moan says, go ahead, a feeble voice. Many people everywhere, maybe that's a mistake. That the emergency uncovering of fundamental laws where gods of love and war endeavor to mark strong and inanimate mythical or theological explanations. Written records of cultivation surveys, pink letters and wished axonomic systems. States as if hanging on the great civilizations of ancient guaranteed next day delivery. That the universe possesses an internal order in charge of the sun, earth and sky stopped it just short of careful observation. Tension impossible to bear any longer since the first human infants obeyed reflections believed today to be conclusions of the ordinary how it behaves. Oceans and rivers, squares were filled, but why nature matters. String length and pitch and vibrations per second, days went by and nothing did not indicate rain. Vacuums tumbled into silence in a much larger sun. Thank you very much.